hello everybody. Here is a brief overview over my first game of Nemo's War by Victory Point Games. As you can see, this is the setup, so I haven't really played, it's just the setup phase. I've created my adventure deck up here. I have placed, and I'm playing Sailor, so I've chosen the easiest mode, and I'm using the motive Explore, which is recommended. And just looking at the board, this may remind you of games like Field Commander Alexander or Field Commander Napoleon, not only because of the tokens, because they are yay big, so it's the same size, but also it does remind you of war games. You have a track up here, which is not a turn track, but a notoriety track. As you progress, you become more and more notorious, and if you reach certain notoriety levels, more foes will be introduced. Here you've got like a health track. This is the Nemo. So Nemo at the moment is in really good health. The crew is in excellent health, and the Nautilus is in excellent condition. And as you progress through the game, these might actually deteriorate. Here you've got a map of the world, which I would like to commend whoever drew this map, because I love maps, and this is an especially beautiful map of the different oceans. Western Pacific, Arctic Ocean, North Atlantic, European seas, i.e. the Baltic seas, and the North Sea. And down here you've got the Indian Ocean, South Atlantic, Cape of Good Hope, Cape Horn, Eastern Pacific, Central Pacific. Oops, those are my Insight Anti-Imperialist Revolution cubes, and South Pacific. These lines here signify that you can move between the oceans. So from here you could go to the Indian Ocean and come out over here, obviously, because the Earth is almost a sphere, not quite spherical, but almost. It's not flat. And here you've got these lines which indicate that for ship placement, if you run out of spaces here, you can move over here, but you cannot move your Nautilus, and the Nautilus is somewhere as well. I don't know where I put her. Oh, here she is. The Nautilus can move from here to here, for example, or from here to here, but she cannot move from here to here, because this particular line is simply for overflow and not for movement. Over here, well, basically, you start the game with the following upgrade to the Nautilus, the Hydro Drive, which allows you to, in this game, because I have the Explore motive, each time I perform a move action, I can move the Nautilus up to 2 consecutive oceans. So when I move, I could go from here to here, or I could also go from here to here, and then to here. 1, 2 consecutive oceans, or 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So that gives me additional power, so I move faster. Over here, I've got the named crew members, well, or these two are only the two that have names. The other ones are just basically types of people: Conseil, second officer, first officer, chief engineer. I can discard them from the game to gain certain benefits, or if I get them at the end of the game, if I keep them, then I actually get victory points for them. Here we've got the different pieces of information when we roll dice. And over here we've got the tonnage track, which of course is at the moment empty. I haven't destroyed any vessels. And here you've got particular ship types that will come into effect at certain points in the game. Act 2 will add these 4, Act 3 will add these 4, and a hollow explosion rising action, which will be introducing these ones. The adventure deck I haven't put in yet. I will do this now. And here we've got the 4 upgrades that I drew randomly. I opted for random draw. We've got electro-powered crew armor, reinforced armor, prize crew quarters, and electro coil bolts. And I've also got the remaining ones, and I shuffled in the upgrades that I got for the Kickstarter. So this is not the base game deck, but it's the base game plus the additional information cards that you get when you buy the Kickstarter. So this is the setup. I will not do a playthrough on camera now. I will probably do something that I saw Geek Gamers do. I will maybe talk to you a couple of turns into the game, because the game takes about 120 minutes. And this is my first play, and it's going to take ages for me to even just come to grips with it, you know, going back and forth to the rules. And today is the first day in over 6 weeks in Ireland where we've had rain, which is very unusual. So today is the perfect day to stay indoors and play a game. But I also do want to come to grips with this one. I will do a playthrough, I promise. But today is not that day. So I will check back in with you guys and show you how I'm progressing, or give you some thoughts during gameplay, but I'm not going to do a full playthrough today. But I still wanted to do a video because I haven't been speaking to you guys for a long time. The reason being, I've just finished my last tutor marked assignment for my last module for year 1. So I just have to print it off, proofread it, and then send it off. It's not due until September, and it's now mid-July, but I do want to be ahead of the game so that I can turn to a little bit of studying Python. So I wish you all a pleasant rest of the day, and I'll check back in with you later. Bye. So, welcome back. I'm still playing Nemo's War. We're several turns in. We are now at the moment already in Act 2. I've already reached a notoriety level for my sailor. That has meant that I've had to add a series of really difficult ships. It's not looking too good. As an explorer, I should have plenty of these ones, but I only have like 2, 4, 5 treasure tokens. This ocean is full. This ocean is full. This ocean is full. It's not looking too good. We have, I bought the reinforced armor. We've got a couple of cards that we could play if we had something interesting happen. So for example, in the Indian Ocean, I could play this to gain 1 Nemo and 1 notoriety, which I might look into because Nemo is down, the crew is down as well, the hull is down. Here we could get if we're in the South Atlantic, we could get we could play this to get additional movement. And here we could get 2 additional action points if we want to, and also, but then also get 1 notoriety. So I'm enjoying this game. I'm pretty sure I've made a couple of mistakes, especially when it came to allocating resources. But I think, and I also missed 1 lull turn where I should have checked for uprising and see would the uprising still hold, or would the uprising have been quashed. That's one thing that I missed, but I only had 1 lull turn, so where I missed it, so that's not too bad. I'm enjoying it so far. There's a lot to keep track of. This is my first game, but you know, we'll see how this ends. But yeah, essentially here we would be defeated. So I'll talk to you soon, and we'll see how Nemo's War presents itself a couple of turns down the line. Bye. So, hello everybody, here I'm back, and as you can see, I have lost because I wagered my Nemo and I lost because I was trying to take down the Ariel, which is a British clipper, and it's got defense 9. I rolled 4 plus 3 from the wagered Nemo resource is 7. That's 2 less than required. So if you miss, what happens is you gain 1 notoriety and you lose 1 or 2 risked resources. Now, if the lower of the 2 dice you rolled is 1, you only lose 1 resource, or if it's higher than 1, you lose 2 resources, which you have wagered. So, yeah. And I lost my Nemo. So that was not good. I failed. My notoriety in the end was 22. I had several ships in several oceans. I had 3 upgrades. We are on Act 3. And if I wanted to, I could score this now, but I'm not actually somebody interested in victory points. So I'm not going to do this because I really play for the story and not so much for checking how well I'm doing. I can tell you it's actually a really fun game. I enjoyed it. There are lots of things that I really need to do differently next time, also paying attention to certain things in a different way. One word about putting it all together and breaking it down again. I store all of my tokens in one of these GMT token trays. But I'm going to do this differently now, because the white ones and the yellow ones, the light yellow ones, are always in the bag from the very beginning. So I'll just keep those in my bag, because after all, the cloth bundle that I bought comes with these really handy bags. And I'm also going to keep the treasure tokens in this one and the normal boat tokens in this one. So this means that only at the end of the game do you have to sort those out. There are some that would always go back easily. So these are the Act 4, Act 3 cards. You can just basically put them away. You can sort these really quickly just by color. The blue ones and the dark yellow ones. So you can also check, because they have letters here. So C is, you can order them like this. So this is really simple. So if you keep all of these together, at the end of each game, you have to, of course, now sort through this bag, but it will make it a lot easier to play the game next time round. I'm also going to sort out the I placed the Act cards to the side. I didn't touch this deck at all because I just didn't have time. So I'm just going to get the last adventure card, the rising action, out from this deck, because I know it's in there. And then I'm also going to keep these ones back and these ones back for my next game, so that I see different event cards. So that's my first impression of the game. Is it's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I think it is very streamlined in terms of what your actions are, how to take them, what to do when. And I think this is probably the best thing you can say about a game, that the people who designed the game gave it enough thought to ensure that somebody who wants to play the game can do so really, really easily. Sometimes I've seen games where I'm not sure if whoever designed this game actually ever played it themselves. But this one here, I'm very, very confident. I mean, this is its second edition and the third printing, I believe, of the total game. So the second printing of the second edition. And I do understand why this has been going through all of these reprints, because it is a very, very good game and I can really recommend it. And I wish you all a pleasant day. Bye.